Hello, it is Facebook Friday. It's Foundation Friday, July 27th, 2018. Steve Sipress here, live on Facebook. And, well, it's not up to like 120, or we set a record on Monday, I think it was, and then Tuesday was crazy. It's down a little bit. It's probably only around 110, but man, just going outside is crazy. It's like putting your head in an oven, like they say. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to record today's video from right here inside my office. What the heck? Hello, John. Great seeing you here. So, and George is here. Hey, good to see you yesterday, George. Great seeing you back here again today. So, pretty much similar view to always, except that I am not overheating, and more importantly, the camera is not overheating. But I still will look to make this as quick as possible. It's a very simple one. It's critical transition number 7 of my series of the 7 critical transitions every business owner must make to go from average performer to a superstar. And hopefully everybody watching this, you want to become or stay or get even more of being a superstar. And it's very simply to go from being a slave to master. What does that mean? It's got nothing to do with, being on a plantation or something. It's got to do with putting systems in place in your business. Are you being the doer of your business? Are you always running around saying, I gotta do, I'm the one that has to do everything? Or, the people who make the excuse, well, it's tough to find good people and all that kind of nonsense. Instead of putting systems into place, put automation into place in the form of people and or software. So you can get people to do things by outsourcing, by getting team members, by getting business partners to do things. You can get employees to do things. And you can outsource a lot of stuff these days to technology and systems in place. But you got to have systems in place if your business is going to run without you there, without you doing everything, without you being a slave to the business, right? I mean, hopefully you started the business to be part of the dream here in America. We call it the American dream of freedom. This country is all about freedom and running a business. I think when you started it, you were hoping you would have more freedom. Maybe you were working for somebody else and said, that's not enough freedom for me, I'm going to run my own business. But then as the saying goes, you find very quickly you don't own the business owns you. That means you're the slave. Well, is it time to go, maybe, you think, from being that slave to being the master? To saying I'm in charge and a master. I'm thinking now, think back to a plantation, of course, which I was never on a slave plantation, but when I've seen the movies or read in a book or whatever, it's pretty much, I don't think the master of the plantation or whatever he was ever called was ever out there picking cotton or doing what else needed to be done. And yet he was the wealthy one. He probably spent his time, taking his horse and buggy into town and dressing up in the ridiculous clothes of those days and acting like a big shot and, going to buy more slaves or whipping people or doing all kinds of horrible things. But whatever it was, he wasn't doing the actual work of his plantation. It was all being done by, in those days, people, but nowadays it'd be people and or technology. That's it. Go to being the master of the business. You might want to check out Michael Gerber's great book, The E-Myth, or The E-Myth Revisited, or one of the 100 different versions of The E-Myth for X, where it's all the same book, but he was very smart to sell a lot more copies by making it seem as if it's got something to do with a particular industry. But it's really the E-Myth, and it's all about the myth that the entrepreneur, where most business owners today think they're an entrepreneur, but they're not. They're slaves. They have a very high, stressful, low-paying job, usually a number of them, because they have to be there all the time in their business. And you want to become the master where you can go on a vacation. Here, we like to play golf. My beautiful wife Michelle and I can go play golf. I can go take a dip in a pool. I can go hike and climb up that mountain back there. Yesterday I was speaking at an event. George, I saw you there, and thanks for the amen and the likes. And so while I was there, guess what? All kinds of systems were running behind the scenes and in front of the scenes in my business. People were watching my videos. People were reading my stuff. People were filling out forms and buying stuff on all my different websites and all my different businesses. And I was hardly working in the business. So this is all about working on the business, not working in the business, not even working on the business. Going and doing what you want to do. And the test is, when you're away from the day-to-day of your business, does your business still function? Does it work? Or when you take a vacation, or even 2 days or 1 day, do you have to check your emails and call back to the office and see what's going on? But even a better test for the superstar, who really makes this transition and does it right, is when you're away from the business, does your business grow? when you are away from the business and not doing any of the day-to-day, does your business not only survive, does it grow without you? When that happens, you are the true master, and you are the master of your destiny, and that's, to me, what being a business owner and entrepreneur and living life should be all about. So hopefully you make that transition along with the previous 6 I discussed. Now here's what I'm going to do next week. I'm going to do a bonus session where I'm going to wrap up all 7 of these episodes. So what I want you to do is go back, if you haven't watched them yet, maybe rewatch them, but go back and take each one of the 7 critical transitions, going back the last, I think I interrupted a couple of Foundation Fridays for a different message a couple of times, but over the last couple of months, and go back over my Foundation Fridays and rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 for how well you're doing on this critical transition. Are you stuck at 1? Are you saying, Steve, I got that, I'm all the way at 10, I'm in the middle somewhere? That's the first step I want you to do to prepare for next Friday's Foundation Friday video, where I will go over the 7 critical transitions. I'll pose some important questions to you, and I'll help you to evaluate where you are with your business, and more importantly, where you can take it to where you want to be and beyond. And Rahul is here, and man, I see a whole bunch of other people here, but I can mostly see you best when you say hello or say something or do a like or whatever, so I appreciate all of that. And that's it for Foundation Friday today. Hope you, as I am today, are staying cool, because I'm inside in my office and not what I usually do is be ridiculous and go outside in 115-degree heat. So the camera didn't overheat, I didn't overheat, still wearing my ridiculous red Hawaiian shirt because that's what I do. And I hope you enjoyed today's video, and you'll catch me again tomorrow on Success Story Saturday, where I love to share what I call, it's always motivational to me, to hear a success story about a fellow entrepreneur and how he or she went through some tough times and ups and downs and the roller coaster of entrepreneurial life and made it to some stage of success, some a lot more, some a little less, but all have one thing in common. Entrepreneurs, they went through the ups and downs and they made it. So that's always motivating to me. Hope it is to you too. Hope you see you back here tomorrow on Success Story Saturday. That's it for today. Thanks for being here. Over and out. Bye-bye.